Hello everyone, this is Max. We are watching Equity Match Online live pitch events. Today we have 4 great founders coming from Europe, and I can't wait to introduce them to you. Now, before starting the pitch event, anyone wants to come to pitch, just send an email to pitch@equitymatch.co, and we are more than happy to welcome you. As we do now, we are streaming on YouTube, LinkedIn, and Facebook. And also, if you want to raise any question, just to our founders, just do it, write them down, and we are more than happy to bring them to our founders and answer. Now, before I start introducing the founders, I would like to introduce our investor guest, Perala. Erez, how's it going?
Good. How are you, Max? How's everyone?
Oh, good. Thank you so much. You're busy. And thank you so much for coming and spending 1 hour with us today. With our founders. If you want to give an introduction to yourself.
Yes, sure. So first, thank you for having me today. I'm from In Capital Ventures. We're a Canadian-based, well, more of a global venture capital investing mainly in software companies in Series A and B. Usually after they found their product market fit and they need the capital to scale up to the growth levels. And we invested so far in 11 companies, very active, even though the economic this year went not so good, but we're still active in investing. And on my personal level, so I came from a tech background, started 20 years ago, started from the IDF in the tech intelligence unit, then worked several years in MDocs and other communication companies. I spent 10 years abroad in different locations, 5 years in USA, 5 years in Central America. I started my own companies, 2 companies, which I led to acquisitions, one in the e-commerce space, another one in the BI for brick and mortar businesses. And I'm 3 years already in Capital Ventures, so I'm very happy to be here.
Thank you so much, Erez. I'm moving to our third founders, because we have 2 co-founders today. Matthew Morel, Chief Marketing Officer of SharkGate, Jonathan Morrissey, Chief Product and AI Officer of SharkGate. Headquarters Helsinki, Finland. Cybersecurity, seed round between 2 and 3 million euros. How's it going, guys?
Good, thanks.
Very well, thank you.
Great to be here.
Thank you for coming. If you want to give an intro to yourself, and after one of you will pitch, and Harris will follow up with the questions. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Matthew Morel, as Max said, Chief Marketing Officer and co-founder of SharkGate.
Hi, I'm Jonathan Morrissey, also a co-founder of SharkGate, Chief AI Officer, CTO, lead enterprise architect.
So, hi everybody. I'd just like to start with our headlines, if that's okay. So, who are SharkGate? Well, we're one of the leading website cybersecurity brands in the market. Our aim is to revolutionize the industry, making the internet a safe place for everybody. We're a profitable business already. We're award-winning. Our clients rate us highly, 4.8 out of 5 on Trustpilot. Our founders own 100% of the business, and we're now in the perfect place to grow and raise capital. Just a few stats. The problem, 2 billion websites globally, roughly. 20 million of those are infected by malware as a result of cyber attacks. In 2025, it's estimated that to fix cyber attacks, will cost around $10.5 trillion US. We take AI really seriously, cybersecurity really seriously, and we use AI machine learning to fix those problems, and we see it as a massive competitive advantage. So why is our tech so good? Well, it's innovative, it's advanced, and it's unrivaled amongst competitors in the market. We collect data from every hacker attack, we analyze it in real time, and then we create new rules, new protection rules, and then we deploy those through our whole network to all clients. So one client gets attacked, all of our clients get protected. We have really deep understanding of AI and machine learning, and yeah, it's a really good product. As you can see on screen, It's our technology is based on 3 levels of defense: our SharkGate firewall and plugin, our SharkGate.AI, which we call Deep Sea, and our threat defense database, which holds all of the data about all the attacks. Next slide. So how big's the market? Well, the market is around, so the addressable market is around $232 billion US. The available market is about $23 billion. And we anticipate we can attack and acquire the portion of that, which is about $12 billion US. So what about market adoption? So we have a growing client base covering all types of businesses, from entrepreneurial startups to small to medium-sized businesses to large corporates and governments. They come to us all through part of the value chain. And as you can see on screen, we partner with some of the largest hosting businesses in the world. And their clients use our service as an additional layer of protection from the protection they get from those hosting companies. Just a few KPIs that we like to talk about. As I say, we're profit making already. 60% of our clients are on a paid service, and 40% of those are on a freemium service. We have done no marketing. Those clients have come to us purely through organic growth. So that's why we're in a really perfect position to grow. All of our founders are either experts in tech. Jonathan's joined me today. Or marketing, business operations, and those kind of things. We have our product is in 95 countries, but the concentration of those clients are in the US, UK, Canada, and Australia. On to the next slide. So, what's our business model? Well, effectively, we have 2 different streams. One is B2B and D2C. And the other one, which we focus on mostly, is going forward, will be on B2B2C and B2Gov. These are very much one-to-many relationships where, as I said before, we work with hosting companies, but also want to work with digital marketing agencies, payment gateway providers, content management system providers, so that we can actually provide them with the protection that we have for our own clients, and so that their clients can be protected as well. So, on about the competitors. So our competitors effectively use what we refer to as an outdated traditional way of cybersecurity. This means that there's a single point of failure. It's less reliable. It's more expensive to run and slower to respond. And this ultimately results in poor reviews from their clients. In comparison, our solution, as I said before, is AI machine learning based. It's immediate. It's low cost, adaptive, and is much more reliable. Just in terms of what we said before, so we want to raise between 2 and 3 million. We will use that money for more inorganic growth or organic growth, based on the business model we have, for further R&D development into new products and services, for more markets and more revenue streams, people and contingency. Just a bit about our team. As I said, 5 co-founders. They're all listed here. And we have a team of around 15 people, and they're all experts in cybersecurity and client services, which is why we have such a high scoring. And that's it. Thanks very much for listening to us.
Thank you, Matthew. Jonathan, I leave you, both of you, to answer.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much. Looks very good. And I want to ask you first, what are you protecting? You're protecting the network, the end device, website. What's the scope for the cybersecurity?
Yeah, so do you want me to take that on, Matthew?
Yeah, you go for it.
Yeah, so the level we're going at is like what you call level 7, like HTTP. So attacks on a website, basically. So your standard way that your average website won't be able to get hacked. So whereas you get the bots crawling around the internet, searching for vulnerabilities on sites and attacking it, they'll tend to come over this, like, looking for a vulnerable plugin or something like that. And so that's the level we protect at.
Okay, it's a full software solution that the customer, they need to install it on their firewall?
We've got a few ways really of doing it, because we've built it so we really can deploy it in many ways depending on what's better for them. So there's ones where like say, I'll give you a couple of examples. One example would be, say, we can leverage the Cloudflare network. So if they're already using Cloudflare to speed up their site, so they've changed their DNS and it routes through that, our plugin can drop straight into the Cloudflare's kind of, they call it their worker network. And so we'll protect it like that. So then they've got to install nothing on their site and it's automatically done. But we've also got, like say, for example, WordPress, a plugin that they can drop onto their site and install it on there. Because some prefer to say, well, no, I don't want to use some other system like that, and I would rather just have it installed directly onto my site.
Okay, thank you. And another question I have is about, because we invested in more than one cybersecurity company, and one of the big challenges today is to get the attention of you sell to the CISO. What is the buying persona on the organization side? Is it the chief security officer, or it's very hard to get their attention? This is where I'm going. So how do you do it? How do you get them to?
So it's all from existing relationships or connections that we have with those businesses. So in some circumstances, people come to us directly to fix a hack they've had, and then we give them additional protection once their website has been cleaned. Or for more targeted approaches, it's through relationships we have. So in some circumstances, it could be, in large organizations, it could be the procurement officer, because a business might need to have, is constantly hacked and need to have protection, and therefore they go through a procurement process. And it could be the CTO, as you mentioned. So yeah, it's multiple ways. How do we get their attention? Well, it's really by the quality of service we have. And by the quality of the product. A lot of our clients have come to us because their existing solution can't fix a problem, and so they come to us because we'd be able to fix it. And then, and also, as I said before, the quality of service that our competitors use using this old traditional technology is less reliable, and that results in poor reviews.
Okay, that's great. Another question I have about the product. So there is a free version versus like a premium. So it's a freemium model. What you get in the free versus the premium in this case?
You yourself?
Yeah, you go. Yeah.
So the freemium model is where we're constantly updating the rules and say, like, for example, the bad IPs being blocked or the signatures being blocked. If you're on the free version, you get it, but you get it at a much delayed kind of thing. So obviously you still are getting very well protected, and you're getting a certain amount. And you can see that we are now blocking, say, X thousand attacks that are coming from bots on your site a day. But if new ones coming out, you're not getting the instant updates, which is what you get with the pro version. We can also do extra things on the pro version where we'll do like vulnerability scans. We can look for vulnerabilities on your site and say, look, you've got this plugin needs patching, or this is patching, or whatever. So it starts to pick up extra services like that, and we can literally just bolt them on. So we can almost say as well, we can also say uptimes there and downtimes and parts like that. So they're the bits we add.
It's just in addition to what Jonathan said, every client of ours gets their own client dashboard experience. So on the dashboard, they can see the number of attacks they've had in a kind of ranking system: critical, high, medium, and low. And then if they're on a freemium version, we would give recommendations that really they should go onto the pro version, because that will give them another layer of protection. And if people are on the professional version, we then say we've got a third version, which is Business Protect Plus, which gives them another layer of protection and a lot more kind of benefits.
Okay, that's great. Last point from my end, and again, I'm probably not smarter than you. I just, from my experience, try from this early stage that you're at to find the right partners to scale, because this is something that we see is crucial. All of our cyber companies that we invested in, they eventually get to the conclusion that this is where the scale will come from. So again, up to you, but just giving you this point, especially in the States if you're expanding there.
Yeah, thanks.
Matthew, Jonathan, thank you so much, Veretz. I'll move to second funders. Toni, Perala, CEO and CTO ANZEN Net. Melina Sundell, CIO of ANZEN. Headquarters is for Finland. Autonomous mobility, pre-seed 150K in euros. How's it going, guys?
How's it going, Max? Thank you so much for having us. Pleasure to be here.
Yeah, good to be here.
Coming. Thank you for coming. Please give an introduction to yourself, and after, straight to pitch. Ares will follow.
Okay, I'll go first. So yeah, my name is Toni, CEO and CTO. My background is in autonomous mobility research and computer science, AI, most of the time. I do most of our software development, backend networks, alongside with our engineers. Go ahead, Melina.
Yes, hello. My name is Melina Sundell, and I'm the co-founder and CIO of ANZEN. And my background is in electrical engineering and space technology. And in ANZEN, I'm responsible more of the hardware side of our tech.
Okay, and in the interest of time, let's get right down to the presentation. So as we know, autonomous mobility has been coming for a while now. It's been almost over 10 years then. We first heard that it will be here in 2 years. The market size is in the United States alone over 40 billion, year-over-year growth steadily over 35%, and a lot of startups and SMEs popping up like mushrooms during the rain. Projected market valuation by conservative estimates is 2.3 trillion. So really good time to jump in the bandwagon, so to speak, right now. So autonomous cars really have a lot of unsolved issues still, mostly related to the way they see things. So despite autonomous cars being essentially computers on wheels with cars, lidars, cameras, most of the sensor technology is pretty standard. They still share the same issues. The data among the vehicles is not being shared efficiently. They might send individual messages in fleet vehicles, but not really sharing the sensor data itself. Automotive OEMs especially have been very resistant to this change because they have previous investments they want to cash out as fast as possible, but are finally opening to the change that has come with adopting technologies from the robotics industry. The core issue indeed is that cooperation capabilities are limited, so our solution is to assist with that cooperation. So instead of just sharing those messages of detections like, hi, I saw this there, I saw that there, we actually take the sensor data itself from the cars in a vicinity and the infrastructure, and we fuse it into a holistic view of any given traffic scenario, which we can then use to do cooperative analysis, which we can then use to assist vehicles with numerous tasks like navigation, object detection, classification, and so forth. The software package itself is, well, it's mostly software. So the software is platform agnostic, meaning that it should be able to integrate into basically any onboard vehicle OS. But in the case where that's not possible, we can use a smartphone implementation to help assist the data to go through the smartphone and into the cloud. We have received or reached a reduction percentage of 97%. So we are only looking for the safety critical data. So we are not overloading the network that nobody can use it. But we are definitely using the latest cellular technology implementations like 5G and in the future 6G. But this fused sensor data basically assists with anything a vehicle nowadays does on board. So multi-perspective holistic view of any given traffic scenario, data analysis with road conditions, of other traffic actors, the most important being raising the situational awareness and giving cars and drivers more time to react in scenarios which can be unexpected. Currently, we are in a prototyping phase, so we are preparing to launch MVP at the end of Q2 24, and we are testing at an Arctic test track location here in Finland. Our thesis being that if we can get it to work in the worst of conditions, we can get it to work anywhere. Targets are pretty much B2B and at later stage B2C, targeting the European, American, and Asian markets. So mostly at the later stages, automotive OEMs, but right now SMEs that are targeting smaller scale deployments with robotaxis, as well as private transportation providers and public transportation providers through mobility as a service. Our business model is pretty simple and goes alongside with this, so we can offer deployed and tailored deployments of our products. So that can mean a small-scale deployment between a few vehicles, let's say heavy ground vehicles, or a large-scale deployment complete with tailored hardware and software solutions to a municipal area. Ideal pilot cases, we are still looking for a couple of pilot customers to help us with product market fit and to get that pilot case feedback. So ideally, we would like a public transportation provider and robotaxi companies, and are in talks with a few of them. Really quickly, the founding team. So like I mentioned previously, here's Melina and me, and our co-founder Natsuki Sarayama, who handles more of the business side of things, and our very extensive senior advisory board, Siriet Incorporated in Japan, as well as very highly cited authors and professors from Japan's top universities. So in a nutshell, how do we scale? How do we deploy this? How do we sell this? What's the value proposition here? Well, the tech is very novel and great. It's the next natural stage of evolution in automotive connectivity, and has been bottlenecked technically until very, very recently. So what we're doing is very novel indeed. And we definitely, from an investor point of view, want assistance in diversifying our services and our customer base, as well as guidance on steering our business through the very rigorous and very difficult automotive field. But we really do want a partner to assist us to make the society truly smart, connected, and accident-free. We'll move to a Q&A session a little bit later, but thank you for this time.
Thank you, Toni, Melina. Eres, we come.
Okay, thank you very much for the pitch. Very interesting. A few questions. So first, what's the scope of your software? Are you like aiming to replace the autonomous the core software of the cars, or you're on top of that and just giving more use cases of safety and other stuff? Can you elaborate more?
Yeah, so in a nutshell, we want the data to come into the cars as if the data was coming from the cars themselves. So we are definitely not replacing the onboard safety systems, which are very rigorously tested, but rather we are kind of augmenting that data stream with the data from all the other vehicles and infrastructure, so that the vehicle, based on that data, can then make the decisions as if it were operating autonomously and detecting all of this, gathering all of this data by itself.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so you basically you can also go after other industries like logistics, like robotics, not only autonomous cars, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So we've been currently talking about and planning a HGV or logistics industry application, which we are currently in the design phase of. We've been talking to some of the maritime companies who've been really interested in what we have currently. Another use case that we, through our network, gathered was actually the defense industry. So this can assist with real-time mapping using drones as well. So it's very platform agnostic, but the use case we've been focusing on is autonomous cars for now.
Yeah, and the reason I'm asking is because again, the cars automotive industry is known for. I've seen many companies not exactly do what you do, but from different angles. It's a very long sales cycle, so you gotta be very patient and with a very good capital invested. So what I see, and again, this is from experience, is because you have the software and you have the technology, so it can be applied to other industries as well, that the sales cycles will be shorter, and then you can gain more traction, more revenue, more feedback. So this is something that could be very interesting. Another question I have is about how much you're raising. What's the financials, or if you want to share or not?
Yeah, so right now we're in the pre-seed, pre-revenue stage. So we are currently raising 150K to cover the very basics of the development costs. We already have a pretty good prototype going already, but kind of what we need to improve on the prototype and the MVP, the post-MVP launch, is something that we're going to have to do with a larger team. So in terms of the hardware and transportation and so forth, we are very well covered there through our partners. But kind of just the running costs and the burn rate is what we need assistance with. So that's the 150K mentioned.
And currently, is the only both of you working in the company, or there are more? Also, the COO, right?
Yeah, so we have three founders, and we have 2 engineers in addition of me working on this. We would like to make them, of course, full-time, release them from their other earthly commitments, so to speak. But that's kind of what we're targeting here, is that we can get the engineering and the sales going through. So we'll have our CEO working full-time with just the sales part, more the business part of things, especially in a region like Asia, where something like this has to be done in person, and no cold calls, no emails.
Okay, very good. Thank you very much for your time.
Yeah, thank you very much for allowing us this chance to present. Thank you very much, Max.
Thank you, Toni. Melina. I'll move to third, last but of course not the least, founder Iako, Jikia, co-founder and CEO of Helio.AI, Tbilisi, Georgia, human resources service seed round 230K in USD. How's it going?
Hi, good. How are you?
Oh, good. Thank you for coming. If you want to give an intro to yourself, and after go straight to pitch. Thank you.
Yeah, sure. First of all, thanks that I'm here. I really enjoy being so. You can see my name here. I'm Iako, co-founder and the CEO at Helio.AI. And actually, we can jump to pitch for you guys and for our audience. Thank you. So, okay, Helio is an all-in-one recruiting solution with a game. And in just 3 months after launching, we have more than 30 companies in Georgia. They are big names and they are loving our product. And we are chosen by the top programs worldwide. And we are kind of hot topic in Georgia because we are dealing with a huge problem. Traditional recruiting is something that does not work anymore. Lots of things are changing around us. Gen Z are not willing to participate in traditional recruiting. And finally, we got the results that CVs are not working anymore. We can evaluate the candidate best fit with that. And it's even hard to believe that each wrong hiring decision costs around $5,000 for the companies. And this is a huge amount. This is the reason why we created our solution, which is for retailers mostly, and we help them to find the best fit faster. So we do it in different ways. First of all, we automate the whole cycle of recruiting, helping AI. So recruiters don't have to do those manual tasks anymore. We use the data to analyze all their patterns and give some cool suggestions and predictions about their hiring process. And we do personality profile, which is important part for us. We have game, which has a science behind that, and based on just 5 or 7 minute play, company gets the candidate's personal profile and the soft skills and the behaviorals. So results are really great using of our program. It's 7 days to close open job position. We increase retention, and based on our targeted profile companies, they can save around $1 million annually, and that's cool. And the market is really big and getting bigger year to year because $34 billion is spent certainly on recruiting tools. As it tends to be on interesting market, their competitors, they are doing great job managing traditional recruiting, but Helio kind of flips around and changed recruiting style itself. So we found kind of gap between ATS companies and between just skill assessment companies. We have a big plan and a simple business model because we are subscription based. We are using 2 price plans. And we have clear path how to get up to 100 million revenue in 5 years. Now we have just recently started to raise to scale. We are raising 230K and we have certain milestones to close to get to 440K IMRR in 18 months. And in the end, I just love to talk about this part because we really believe in the team that every great story has like great people behind. And we are 4 co-founders. We are like puzzle because like we feel each other with our unique experience and with our unique personality. And we have 2 exits in the team. We write the code. We have dominant experience. And the most of all, what we like is that we have super passion and we change our world hires. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Iako. Terence, please.
Thank you very much. Very impressive. Really like the team, and I want to ask you some questions about first to say that the soft skills based recruitment is something that I see more and more recently. Let's say in the past year, it's increasing, like you said, and I see more companies and more recruiters are looking at it. So it's not like in the past that it was everything based on how did you finish your high school or what's your degree, but this is something very interesting. And I want to ask you about channels, or how do you go to market? Do you go to employers, to partners, to HR agencies? How do you get your product out there?
Okay, thanks for a question. Right now we are using like 2 directions. First is that we are going directly. We try to go to CEOs because like in Georgia we have different type of companies, but what we see based on our experiments, we see that if we go to CEO, then it's easier to make some decisions in the company, even if CEO is not the decision maker. So this is the one part. And another part which we are using and it works yet is that we have big partners network. We are cooperated with the 2 biggest banks in Georgia, and they are offering our service to their SMEs and to their corporate clients. And it gives us huge back at first as they trust us, and it's a good channel. And that's why the 3 months after launching is not a big time for the B2B to have like so many companies and be revenue positive. So yeah, this is how we do it.
Okay. Thank you. Another question is about one of the things with HR tech and HR startup companies is, and we get to it with other companies we've seen, is that it's not a super acquisitive industry. Okay. And there's some reason for it. Some with that, things change and it will take time, but sometimes it's very hard, or it takes time to show the ROI for the corporate. So they know that it's better, they feel better with your solution, but it's very hard to prove them the dollar return on the investment. So how do you envision like down the line exit, or how do you see the company going?
Okay, so the first comment I would say that convincing the companies is not hard for us, because since the problem is really hard, it gives us big advantage because they are like, please help us something. So they are open to try some new things. And for them, this game part is really tricky because Gen Z loves to play, and they are like, they are loving how they are hired. And about the exit strategy, we are looking like this. So we want to take some Eastern European and Asian countries, which does not have big adoptions of ATS companies, but they have good adoption of technology. And we want to go to those markets and grab all those companies which we can grab. And then afterwards, we think that we can exit on the big companies, big corporations who has issue and fighting for new employers, because they will have this ready solution for including the countries and the companies. This is how we see our path right now for the exit.
Okay, and when are you planning to go out of Georgia as far as other countries? Is it something happening now or in the future?
We think that it will start in 6 months. The reason why we are asking for investment is that we feel a product and market fit right now, and we want to increase sales team and get Georgian market as fast as possible. We think that we can do it in 6-7 months, and then we are ready to go to other countries.
Okay. Another topic is about the amount you are raising and the projections. Okay, I'm very attentive to numbers, so I'm going to ask you. So you project to get to 15 million in 2026, which is let's say 2.5 years from now, and you're raising now 230, right? Yeah. Okay, so it's going to be aggressive. I think it's very aggressive, and I believe that to get to 15 million in 2 years, 2.5, it's either you raise more money, let's say in a year from now, or you make this round a lot bigger, because now you are in initial revenues around the 200 or 300K. Remind me.
230.
Yes, so it's going to be very tough. So we just need to have it in mind that you shoot high, so it means that you need to raise much more, or like I said, to finish this round and then getting ready for the next round. Because you as the CEO, you always in raising mode. You know how it is. It's never like ending. So just to hear your comment about this one.
Yeah, that was like logical question and maybe some concern. But so let me explain the benefit of our team. We think is that we cover all the directions, and before this stage, we even didn't bootstrap because we did everything on our own. We don't have running costs. We are revenue positive, so we don't want to became some company who is like only spending, investing and spending, investing and spending. This is not our strategy at this point. This is why we don't want to give too much equity as we feel our power for like next 2-3 years. And we take a small step at this first investment round to just make sure in our product and market fit. And then we will rise the bigger amount with the bigger, higher valuation. That's why we are a little bit careful at this first stage.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, I see your point. That makes sense. And I'm just saying from investor perspective, and I just forgive me if I put everything very straight and direct. Even if you put in your projections half of this projection, 8-7 million, 9 million, it would still be very attractive for investors in a matter of 2 years to get to this revenue. And then you have the chance to over-deliver. Okay, so deliver on your promise and over it. So up to you. This is just from my side.
Thanks for that tips. We will take this in our team for further discussions. Thanks.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Iako.
Thank you.
Iako, stay, don't go. We are bringing back all the other funders, and I'm starting from you. In 20 seconds, convincing Erez, all the investors watching today, why invest in your startup?
Well, like I think because of team, first of all, because it took us like 3 months to go live from scratch, which is good. And it took us like 3 months to be revenue positive. And even before launch, we had some small pivots, and we are flexible and we are visionary and passionate. So we will go through all the obstacles. That's why.
Thank you, Iako. Melina, Toni, why?
Well, that's a very simple thing to answer. We believe what we have in our hands is the next evolution in automotive connectivity. The core focus on sharing the sensor data, not between cars, but between the pedestrians and the infrastructure as well. As Erez here mentioned, there are also multiple use cases outside of the automotive field. But we think that our edge case is quite unique. The value proposition is very high. So this is, I think, a very unique investment opportunity for rapidly growing markets for any VC, angel investor, or CVC in the business.
Thank you, Toni. Melina, do you want to add anything else, as you never talked today? So if you want.
Yes, absolutely. So I would highlight that the key component is that we're solving a problem in autonomous industry that to meet all the safety standards that are currently an issue to avoid all the accidents that we have seen in autonomous car industry as well.
Thank you, Melina. Matthew, Jonathan.
Yeah, sure. So basically, we're a profitable business. We really feel passionate about changing the way things are done for website cybersecurity. We believe that our AI and machine learning kind of technology really is making a difference in changing the industry for the better. And if you consider all the competitors out there, they are providing a service which is fairly outdated, and that's reflected in the service or the rating they get from their clients who ultimately come to us. So we believe that we're revolutionizing the industry and we're ready to grow.
Thank you, Matthew. Jonathan, nothing to add?
Well, yeah, he said it very well, I thought, actually. I would say that, I guess. I would just say exactly, we can see out there that existing solutions aren't working. We have another part where we fix hacked websites, and we see them coming with all the existing solutions out there. They're being overrun. The hackers are winning on that. The hackers are sharing the data between themselves with different areas. So we believe in all the websites working together and sharing, and we've got a solution that does work. So we know we can take it on and we can win on this.
Thank you, Jonathan. Erez, as we are closing, would you like to give any advice or funders moving forward?
First, thank you, everyone. Very impressive, and thank you for your time. From my perspective, and this is something I always say, especially for early stage companies, is that I've seen many companies with amazing products that didn't find their go-to-market, which is bad. And this is what I encourage everyone to do, to spend more time as much as possible on go-to-market, finding the right partners, because the product, I'm sure everyone's product is working, is great, and the go-to-market is the key. And that's my 2 cents for now.
Thank you so much, Erez. Erez, Iako, Toni, Melina, Matthew, and Jonathan, thank you so much for being with us today. It's been absolutely a pleasure, as always, with all founders. And really thank you, Erez, for your time. You're always brilliant. To everyone, this pitch event, you can see again on our YouTube channel, where you find all the 98 we've done, including this one today. As we give all the information about our founders, because you can get in touch with them directly, we are not charging any success fee, not even a pound, not even a penny. So all your money will go straight to the founders and not to us. If you want to come to us, we make a warm introduction to them without any problem. Thank you so much, guys, and we are close to the weekend. Enjoy your weekend. Take care. And thank you very much for watching.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye-bye.